Hello everyone, this is my presentation for the Database Systems Homework 2. So in this project, I connected a Flask web application to a MySQL database and implemented full CRUD operations, and that is create, read, update, and delete across three related tables: employee, department, and project. I also included a left join operation to combine the data in one query. So this homework 2 is a continuation from my homework 1. So first, I will show you the ER diagram that I have created. So here we have three tables. We'll start with the employee table here in blue color. So the primary key, PK, is employee ID, which uniquely identifies every employee. I included an IE for employee name to make lookups faster. IE stands for indexed entry. And then we have IT, which is important text, is for first name, representing core employee data. And then there are two FKs, foreign keys, for last name and department ID. So department ID links each employee to the department they work in. Next, we have the department table in orange color. So its primary key is department ID, and it includes an important text field for its department name. This table connects employees and projects together by department. And then finally, we have the project table here in green color. So the project ID is declared as an integer int data type. And then we have the primary key, PK, which is project name, and the important text field is department ID, showing which department the project belongs to. So as shown by the arrows, the tables are linked using left join operations. The first left join connects employee to department, this part right here, which ensures that all employees are listed even if they're not yet assigned to a department. And then the second left join connects employee to project, which again ensures all employee data appears, even for those not currently involved in any project. So this approach maintains data integrity while keeping the results complete when we query the database. Next, this is my MySQL's workbench setup. So what I did was, first I created a database named Flask Homework 2, and then I used that database and created three tables for three entities. I created the department table, project table, and employee table. And each one of these tables uses a primary key and both employee and project reference department ID as a foreign key, or FK, which is this line of code right here. And then I also inserted some data and used the left join operations. So this sets up the relationships that will later connect using join operations. Finally, I will do a short demo of the website, but before I do that, I'd like to explain a bit about the code that I've written. So here in the first part of the code, I connected Flask to MySQL and implemented the read function. The results are later displayed on the index page using an HTML table. And then if we scroll down to this part of the code right here, we can find the other three functions, which is create, update, and delete. So in this create function, it inserts a new record into the database. And then in this update function, it modifies an existing record by ID. And then finally, in this delete function, it removes a record from the table. And all of these actions are committed to MySQL and reflected instantly on the web interface. Next, we will just run the code right here. And then it'll generate a link, and when we click it, it will directly take us to the website. So this is the website that I've created. I've also inserted some sample data here for employee name, first name, last name, and department ID. So let's say the employee name is John Doe, first name John and last name Doe. And for the department ID, we can input as 1, for example. And when we click add employee, it'll directly show on the employer records here. And we'll just add the other 2 for Jane Smith. And the department ID, let's input as 2, for example. And lastly, for Michael Lee, we can input the department ID as 3. And then, so this is the employee records. Now, let's say John Doe is no longer in the human resources department, or he's working on another project. We can update the department ID here for, let's say, as 3. So we previously inputted as 1, now we'll change it to 3. And then when we click this update button here, it'll directly change his department and the project he's currently working on. And then let's say Michael Lee is no longer working in the company. So we can delete his records here, and the record is directly deleted and it's gone from the employee records. So to summarize the relationships, so each employee belongs to one department, and each department can manage multiple projects. And then the left join operation allows viewing for all employees even if they don't have a project yet. And this structure ensures referential integrity and flexible data retrieval. So to conclude the homework, this project demonstrates a 3-table relational design or entity with clear primary key and foreign key relationships. And then I also implemented full CRUD functionality built with Flask and MySQL. And then I also implemented the left join operation, combining related entities into one unified output. So that completes my presentation for the Database Systems Homework 2. Thank you for watching.